first feeling can be one of kind of disorientation and dismay, perhaps. And you say, well, where's the tune? Or where's the hook, if you were talking about popular music? And this gets into kind of a complicated subject in a way, about how we hear music, and how we hear music that doesn't have recognizable melodic material. In fact, what I've discovered in the last 14 years that I've been playing with my ensemble is that people learn very quickly to hear music in another way. And they don't find it strange at all. It's only strange at the very, very outset. This last tour that we did in the States last spring, we did, I think, about 18 cities in 20 days, one of those kind of tours. And we were in Chicago and Detroit, Madison, Wisconsin, little places, big places, Minneapolis. Most of those places, the audiences were 1,000 to 2,000, and in LA there were 3,000. Then we I just had a film shown at the New York Film Festival that was done. I did the music for the film, it was my film. It was at the Radio City Music Hall, which is 6,000 people. And that's an awful lot of people. Let me tell you, that's a lot of people. But that's very recent. But you know, this whole thing has been very gradual. I think you have to put it in the perspective of when we began playing as an ensemble in 1968, our first tours, when we were touring starting in 69 and 70, we played for 6 people, you know. And 2 of them were friends, and one was my mother. We did a lot of concerts in the early days in museums and galleries. That did change around 74, 75, and it's a more general audience now. It's a very wide age range. The LA audience, I remember, it seemed to me like a very young audience, and like in their early 20s. But there are people, middle-aged people, and sometimes older people too. In a way, you assume that the audience that you start off with will stay with you, and they do generally. You know, someone like Dylan has the same people that listened to him 20 years ago. They're still listening to him. But you assume that you'll always have those people that were... And there's a kind of I wouldn't exactly call it loyalty, but something similar to it, where people get... they identify with a certain kind of music, and they'll just listen to it all their lives. But the audiences start really growing when you start reaching beyond that group into a younger group, and then a younger group, and then a younger group. And that gets really interesting.